Andrew King with Canadian Musician here, back room of Hunter's Ale House in Charlottetown with my friends in the Cancer Bats, Liam and Mike.
Yes.
Love it here. Love having these guys here. And actually, I had a different question lined up for you first, but you brought it up right off the bat. We were chatting earlier about how much I love that you get to some of these smaller markets. You're amidst the Maritime Tour here, still supporting DSOL. Dropped April 2012, sorry. But yeah, this is, I think, second time in the Maritimes in as many years.
Yeah, we came kind of like at the end of touring Bears, and we felt bad because we hadn't been to the East Coast in a long time. So this is us trying to keep up with our tradition of coming here a lot.
But what is it that keeps you coming back, even as you continue to grow, get more successful? And I mean, you guys are touring internationally at this point and still make the time.
I think it's just, I mean, like the people really
Yeah.
that come, and you know, like everything about the Maritimes is awesome, but the shows are always great. And like
Shows are awesome. The people are so nice.
playing
Like,
to 200 people in Charlottetown versus playing to 200 people in New York City or something like that.
Yeah.
I'd much rather play Charlottetown.
Yeah.
You heard it here. When I first started hearing about and getting into Cancer Bats, it seems that Alexis connection was always there, and that they had kind of taken you under their wing, for lack of a better term. Recently, and this one's kind of specific to you, although I'm sure you've got some examples, Mike, of situations that fit the mold, but you recently got into bed with the folks from Halifax, a site for Sewn Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And are sort of mentoring and working with them in a management capacity. And it seems like that, would it be fair to say that that's kind of a paying it forward, like bands kind of supporting bands below when you're getting pulled? Is that, I suppose that's more vital to this scene than many others that are maybe more mainstream?
Yeah, and we always talk about that, like how, you know, we were given opportunities and we do want to, you know, do the same for other bands. Like when we met, you know, like a young band like Cypher Sewn Eyes, like just touring out on the East Coast, we were just like, oh yeah. And for me, I wasn't even like, my friend Rich was more managing them, and I was more just like, any questions you guys have about tour, how to be in a band, what to do, like, you guys are rad, let me know. I'm down to help out. And we were like, we're going to do a headline tour. Come across Canada with us. And it's like, we'll make sure you have a good time. You know what I mean? You may not make a lot of money, but we're going to make sure you have a really good time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were really stoked on those dudes and, like, getting able to, you know, kind of pay it forward. I don't think there's any way we could repay a band in the same way that, I mean, just because we're not as big as, like, Billy Talent or Alexis on Fire, in the same way that those guys have been like, we're going to Europe, we're going to the UK, we're going to the US, like, we're going across Canada.
We're going
like
across Canada, and we're going to play to 5,000 people.
Yeah,
we're going to go across Canada and play to 500 people.
Yeah. But it's
You can
fun.
still come, man.
But yeah, so we try our best, but definitely like the leg up that those guys and all of our friends, I mean, Comeback Kid, definitely another band that took us on tour a ton and always like said our names, wore our shirts, still wear our shirts every single day. Sometimes two people on stage at the same time wearing Cancer Bats shirts at a Comeback Kid show.
That's a major faux pas, I thought.
They do it on purpose.
They do it on purpose because they think it's funny.
But yeah, we were definitely really lucky that we had a lot of friends and that they were stoked on what we were doing and wanted to help us out. So yeah.
How do you guys keep it exciting for yourselves and make sure that you're not growing stagnant just with writing and playing songs that, you know, are very much riff-based, hard-hitting, fast, short tunes, mixing it up?
I mean, for us, like, when we do get to, like, writing and start working on an album, one of the big things we did, especially with DSOL, was just even having conversations about why we love this band and what we do really still love about, you know, playing every night and what gets us excited, like, why we still want to play Shillelagh, even though that was on our demo. It's like, what about that song is still exciting? And, like, really trying to, like, pinpoint those ideas and to be like, okay, well, that's what we love about this band. How can we do that better? You know what I mean? And to really get excited about that side of things as, like, a band, but also as musicians, to just be like, oh, we can totally kill it, you know, and still keep having fun and playing those shows with, like, new material, like that kind of idea.
Yeah, and I think there's just, like, you know, we look at our, like, even look at set lists and look at, like, it's like there's songs that just never make the set list, you know, because people don't really request them, you know, we've just never really gotten onto playing them, and it's just like, well, why are, you know, what about these songs doesn't work? Like, you know, maybe they're the songs that we're like, oh, this song's so cool, it's kind of different, and then we play it once live, and everyone's like, yeah, and we're definitely like a live band. Like we love playing live. We tour really hard, so it's like we want to play songs that the crowd's gonna get stoked on, because that's gonna stoke us out. You know, it's like, so it's just like we try and we write music for our fans, not just for ourselves.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of where we like figured that out a lot more on this album, was being like, let's have less studio jams and more, let's write a record we could play start to finish, like live, because there are all those ones that are really fun to play, and then you play them live and everyone's just like, that song's really cool, but I can't headbang to that. I just stand around.
I want to mosh, man.
Yeah.
Plenty of moshing to come. Cancer Bats supporting DSOL. New music's sure to come, but we don't know when. A few more maritime dates with Dance Lori Dance out of Quebec City. And appreciate the time, fellas.
No, thanks for hanging out, man.
Cheers.